Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bobonomics. I'm Bobo, and today I'm giving you a very quick deck profile. I'm doing a top 32 virtual deck profile from the Little Rock Regional. I believe it was April 2026, so it took me a while to upload this and record it. But I wanted to show something of virtual world content before I stop playing it for a while because I think this deck's unfortunately kind of unplayable right now. I might look into Genesis, but in like advanced format, it's just really bad right now. So, show this off real quick. This is a little clickbait. The title was gonna say top 32 virtual world. This was top 32, but the regional was like less than 100 people. So this did not get its invite. It did not do well. Unfortunately, I think I played well, but I straight up lost to I think some really bad Cool Tune players. Almost lost to a bad Draco Tail player. This deck definitely leaves a lot to be desired. And it's just an uphill battle no matter what you're playing. But I'll show off the deck real quick. Nothing too crazy. So we got the standard virtual world names. 3 Lala, 3 Lulu, 3 Lily, 3 Gigi. Oops. I'm gonna kind of going fast, but I'm always gonna max out on names. This is a 40 card list, by the way. I did play the 2 Nian Yan. I think 2 is almost always mandatory. If you're playing no Desires, and maybe like no Prosp as well, I think 1 is definitely acceptable, but it kind of also depends on the format. If things are banishing your, decks, if you're getting at grind games, whatever. Alright, so hand trap lineups, playing 3 Fualos, 3 Ash. I decided to play main Fualos. I think now I'd rather just main deck Board Breakers, but either way, this performed fine. It's still decent versus Cool Tune, branded. And obviously, this deck struggles with consistency. Fu was, a good card for that. And then I also did the Signature Ghost Ogre, but I didn't just play 1. I actually played 2 Ghost Ogre this time. So, Emergency Teleport is a lot more accessible now. You guys will see that in the extra deck. It's one of the only new cards of this list. And I think Ogre was actually a good call post-Blaze Dominion because Elf Note, Doomsy all can get hit by Ghost Ogre pretty hard. And I think Cool Tune players organizing their chain links for track to be chain link 3 is actually a good hit for Ogre because it makes Zaylin much harder to make. And also just if they start with Field Spell, Ogre is a good, wipe of that, and they don't get that Field Spell back because they were only playing 1 at the time. A lot still do, but some are playing 2 now, so it's worse. But, ultimately ended up going with Ogre because it has a bit more synergy with the deck. It's more accessible. Not bad as a 6th card, and not bad to draw into off walls. So with that, I'm playing the 3 E-Telly. Obviously, has some synergy there. For consistency, playing the 3 Desires. Risky with 40 cards, but I need card advantage, and I just gotta kind of have to high roll at this point. Hope you don't just banish your whole deck, which it really, if you sequence things right, it doesn't happen a lot. I didn't banish like 2 Qinglong and 3 Lulu or anything at any point, especially recently. 3 City, 2 Qinglong. Again, it's kind of risky, but I wanted to just focus on playing good cards. So even though it's 40 cards, 3 Desires, I still went with 2 Qinglong, and I think it worked out. I am playing the 1 Foolish Grail of Goods, so it helps dump Qinglong early if I need Desires later. It helps with sequencing, so that's just another consistency piece to keep this from being bricky. And that's what I wanted to experiment with, like, if I can just play. Usually I'm used to being able to outplay opponents. I don't think that's really possible anymore with these new decks, unfortunately. Too much power creep. The non-engine hurts a lot. Like, all the Dominus cards hurt a lot. The Charmies hurt a lot. So, just the last 2 years have been brutal. But it is what it is. So, one of the 1 Foolish Grail Goods, the 1 Prosperity, 1 Called By, and 1 Talents. I think both these cards are really good versus Cool Tunes. And so, I decided to main deck them. Honestly, like, when I see Talents and resolve it, I think I just win versus Cool Tunes. Like, I can break their board with just Engine and, like, a Talents. Especially if they, mess the part up or anything. But those are the 1-ofs, and then for traps, playing the 2 Chuche, 1 Zhuanwu, I don't anticipate this ratio changing anytime soon. Virtual World would have to get support, I think, for me to want to change that. Alright, well, I'll leave this right here. And then on to the extra deck. So, this is the only card that I think I definitely changed, like, the week after, was Coral Dragon. I played this because this is a line under Harmonia. If I expect my opponent to have Harmonia, I can still get value off my Synchro without activating a monster on field before Tzolk'in activates or the Crystal Wing activates, or Crystal Wing gets summoned. So playing Coral Dragon, Juju, Star Charge Warrior, pretty standard. But then also, I am playing Serene Psychic Sorceress, and I hope this is focusing. I can't see the camera, but this is the newest addition, and really the only new addition to the deck. This pays 1,000, sets an emergency teleport from deck, basically. That's the main purpose. It's a good play under Droll. It can sometimes turn on your Tzolk'in if you don't draw anything good to set. So I do like that aspect of it. I think it's almost mandatory now in Virtual World. So it was good. I think I'll, again, cut this for like an M7, which I actually have right here. So in theory, rather play this. But for the regional, I played Coral Dragon. It did come up. It came up at least once, but I don't think you need that extra level 6. For level 9s, I'm just playing the Vermilion and Shen. Shen's not very good, but I still think it's pretty mandatory. Yeah, it's really, like, you might think it's good versus Cool Tune, but they just have so many outs to it. Like, they'll out it after their first or second play. So you don't really end on this consistently, especially with, like, Super Poly running around. But, you gauge what your opponent is playing based on how they hand trap you, how they interact with you, or, just whatever the meta is in that event or the location you're in at the time. I'm still playing the Crystal Wing Tzolk'in, kind of, main end board piece. For rank 6s, playing Lars, end board piece, Walla, my opinion best, rank 6. And then that's it for the rank 6s. And then I am playing the Dark Knight, full armored Dark Knight Lancer, the Zeus, just an extra material for the Zeus. I am playing Typhon this time. I think it came up at least once, maybe versus like Mitsurugi, but not mandatory, kind of flex bot. And then the 2 rank 3s. This was really good. In theory, versus Draco Tail. I didn't get to use it versus Draco Tail, but they can't really do anything much about this, at least. So if you draw away to this and then combo, like 2-card combo basically, you're in a good position. So I played for that, but it didn't come up. Totem Bird, just a good end board piece. Sometimes a good board breaker. That's it for the extra deck. And then finally, side deck. I think the side deck was kind of interesting, and Cool Tunes made it interesting in my opinion. So I'm playing a lot of one. I was playing Boom Boom, Thrust, Lightning Storm, Harpies, Illusion Gate. This card is super good versus Cool Tunes. I feel like if I resolve it, I usually win. Thrust is super good versus Cool Tunes, because even if they see it, like, they don't know exactly what you're going to go into. And then I'm playing the 2 Eclipse, still for Cool Tunes mainly. But it's good. These are all good cards generically versus many matchups. I was playing 3 Eclipse, no Illusion Gate, but then I got an Illusion Gate and I swapped it out kind of last second. Once I secured this the day before, so I'm happy with this for sure. I could even play more, but I like having the variety. It's 40 cards. You don't want to draw multiples really, and my side deck pattern's really restricted. Like, it's Virtual World. My core is pretty big, so I don't have that much things I can always swap out for anyway. For hand trap, I did play 3 Ret Sea. This was when Draco Tail was more popular, so I think it made more sense then. 2 Ghost Bell and then 2 Droll. Again, I want variety when I draw, so that's kind of why I go with the 2s. Obviously this is semi-limited anyway. Bell was okay. I thought it would be better versus Cool Tunes, and it is pretty good, but the extra deck, or I guess the side deck patterns are pretty restrictive. But I wanted cards that are good to draw off Fualos, good going first, and these cards kind of fit the bill. And then for my final kind of going first cards, played the 1 Skill Drain, 2 DDG. This card is just always generically good. It's mainly really for Rogue, though, because meta decks kind of poop on this. And then this is good for Cool Tune and even still branded now, especially with Fallen of White. Fallen of Virtuous is another staple that destroys Virtual World, and this is good to either force its usage early or just turn it off for the turn. So decided to go with those, and sometimes Thrust goes into these if I'm keeping it in going first. That's the whole deck, really. I'm pretty happy with this. I think just the week after, pretty much, I started main decking board breakers more than the Fualos. So, I think put these in the main deck, Fualos on the side for going second. Otherwise, the list is roughly the same, but it's just such an uphill battle for Virtual World. So, hopefully this deck gets support. I'm probably not going to be making many profiles on this deck in the near future. I might test out Genesis, like I said. You guys let me know what you want. But I will be locking in for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is why I wanted to at least get some sort of content out so that I can get back in the swing of things. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you all have a great rest of the day or night. Peace.